Dr. Doom's already been banished, and we're about to go back to Chapter 2, meaning it's finally time to unlock the level 100 skin, Black Panther Shuri, in one day. Remember to subscribe, and if you're new here, I've now finished 3 chapters worth of this challenge, so make sure to check out the backlog. These videos are inspired by Luke the Notable, and with that, let's begin. I started out buying the Level Up Pack and Battle Pass using code Zeywerks. Unlike most other seasons, when recording this, only 3 weeks of the Level Up quests were out, meaning only 21 levels, but that's fine. I readied up into my first game of Rocket Racing. Like usual, we're getting the other modes out of the way first. Apparently Fortnite's gonna stop doing seasonal updates to Rocket Racing, kinda showing how it's not really that successful. I've been thinking from the start that this mode should have been a straight up Mario Kart clone with Fortnite locales and items to use. The shitmobile carried me to gold rank, and with all the weekly and Fortnitemares quests, I finished up racing at level 11. I switched to Fortnite Festival, which is still my favorite of the 3. I planned my instruments around what quests I had, but got a little lost in the sauce and played for 40 minutes before switching to the jam stage. There I had a couple of tedious challenges to jam and emote in all sorts of different orders, but finally wrapped up Festival at level 18. Last was Lego Fortnite. I learned from a comment that expert mode gives more XP, so I loaded into a new hardcore world in the new tropical biome. I met a llama girl named Lamanda and a Klombo who I marched into a battle with some pirates. Lamanda didn't make it. I unlocked a really nice looking house, so I started working on that, much to Klombo's annoyance. Almost instantly after finishing that, I went to farm some more wood but died to a stink cloud. I decided to take the battle bus over to Star Wars Land and messed around with that side quest for a while until I felt like it was time to finally leave. I went back to the lobby at a crazy level 24. Before game 1, I decided to take a stop into Horde Rush to complete some of its challenges, until my game crashed. After getting back in, I quickly realized that a decent amount of weekly challenges can be done in this mode, with the Cube Assassin specifically counting for a lot of weird challenges. After defeating the Caretaker, I went in for another round where I farmed Monarch Pistol challenges on the Cube Assassin, before stealing Captain America's shield to block hits with it. By the end, it was down to just me versus the Caretaker. The Monarch Pistol proved its worth. I tried to load in for a final game, where I was able to get the last Horde Rush challenge done before my game crashed again. After all the challenges that I completed in Horde Rush, I finished at level 39. Finally time for the real game 1. I opted for Squad Fill in hopes that my team could work together to win, and maybe I could complete a ton of challenges along the way. 2 of my teammates had left by the time I had landed. I found out the hard way that they removed the Gwenpool quests, and soon died running for my life, only going up to level 40. Game 2, I defeatedly went to solos and took a far flight to Castle Doom. I went on a killing spree on some bots to get damage for the story quest, before taking down a storm-weakened Doom bot. On my way out, I dinked a henchman with Doom's Monarch Pistol, before totally popping a Flowberry Fizz, and going on to get a 38 kill win. Game 3 I went Team Rumble, where fall damage can't hurt me. I had to investigate Doom's mask at Redline Rig. Later on at Freaky Fields, I investigated a television, which greeted me with a loud noise and nothing else. I accepted Jigsaw's final challenge, which deformed my banana head. I basically only used the Stark Rifle this game, but even that was able to complete a multitude of different challenges. We won the Team Rumble game, which itself counts for a Dr. Doom quest to win, sending me back to the lobby at level 47. I went to Sandy Steps for game 4 to deliver Doom's mask to Hope. I knew the story quests were going to be tedious, but they also did buff the XP on them greatly. I drove the shipmobile all the way to the statue of Dr. Doom's mother, where I danced on it for some XP. On my way through Doomstat, I saw the only found quest still available, the Stark Fan Club questline. I was able to finish 1/3 of it by delivering Tony's mug back to the house. Much later on, I was attacked by a medallion holder while trying to activate Iron Man's flight kit, but they got super animation locked, and I hip-fired them back to the lobby, though I was soon hip-fired back to the lobby myself. Back in Team Rumble for Game 5, I decided to start collecting the first set of level up tokens. When the fighting began, I focused on Striker AR, War Machine, and Chainsaw damage. I was able to get the last remaining Chainsaw damage just as the game ended, getting me to level 64. Game 6 I landed Rebel's Roost, and made it my mission to hunt down Gojo. After that, I drove around completing story quests and delivering a dartboard to the Stark superfan. I flew across the map in order to eliminate guards at dig sites. However, I was simply no match for Latvian Heavy Elite. I decided to take a break and get my daily creative XP. I played for only about 10 minutes, but came out 3 levels higher at level 70. I went Redline Rig for more level up tokens in Game 7. After collecting the 7 there, I went to Brawler's Patch to collect my last set. After getting all of them, I took down Ultima Carver. I camped outside a bunker and was able to take down the player who went went inside, where I finally found my first broomstick. I seemingly do not understand how the Unibeam works because I proceeded to miss it like 10 times before finally pushing the player and getting smacked. All those level up tokens got me all the way to level 87, but like I said, this was before the final week, so that's 7 free levels that I'm missing out on. Game 8, I made a deal with Mephisto before running around until I had finished a couple of underworld biome tasks. I hired Artemis and drove all the way to an island to quickly hire and rehire her for a challenge. I then missed another Unibeam and died during the ensuing fight. Game 9, I'm going back to Freaky Fields to finally get that Find and Defeat Billy challenge off my screen. The large puppet ran at me, but I was able to take it down with the old shotgun. I went north to report to War Machine, where the quest changed to require the vaulted jetpack. That would be fixed next game, but in the meantime, I was finally able to deliver the sunglasses and finish the Stark Fan Club questline for a free level. Soon after, I ran into an Impulse Warrior who sent me back to the lobby at level 92. I went back to make another deal with Mephisto in game 10. While boosting down the train tracks, I got a thirst for vehicular manslaughter and my shipmobile smacked a bot off the bridge. Later near Doomstat, I was in the middle of a fight I probably shouldn't have been in. In game 12, I needed to eliminate Ultima Carver, visit restored reels, destroy toilets, and eliminate myself to hop into game 13, where I'm switching to Team Rumble. I needed 5 eliminations with the War Machine Mythic. At this point, I have very few challenges left, besides the entire rest of the storyline quests. I also recorded this just a couple hours before even more weeklies released. Back in solos for game 14. I needed to talk to Captain Jones before finishing out 2 shadow briefings and restored reels. After that, I beelined it to deliver parts to Shuri. Following the quest line even further, I traveled into the storm to attach rift recalibrators, before finally making it back with a cool landing on the train. For some reason near Freaky Fields, I found the Doom Medallion and Mythic just sitting in a sad box right outside the zone. Its story a mystery. I went to the radar towers and was finally able to finish my last weekly to hit opponents with the Unibeam. I also got in damage with the Doom Gauntlets. I tore through the remaining bots until it was down to a 1 vs 1. I attacked from a most advantageous bush and landed a huge mystical bomb which brought the enemy to low health. Finally, with the storm pushing, I pre-fired his path forward, leaving me with a crowned win and sending me back to the lobby at level 98. Up until now, I had basically forgotten about Reload. It has its own dailies, playtime XP, and related Kickstart quest. My squad landed Pleasant Park, while I went to my usual spot right next to it. I was able to get some nice snipes during the battle, and as we rotated out, I ended up with a very good loadout, and hadn't died once. Like usual, I'm always the glue holding together my team. The end zone was in Little Loot Lake, and in the top 10, my playtime XP finally pushed me past level 100, and I was obviously ecstatic. Our team didn't survive much longer, but that's okay. I went back to the lobby and finally claimed the Black Panther edit style, and with that, I unlocked Shuri in 1 day, and now have finished 3 chapters worth of this series. Like I said previously, I recorded this before the last set of level up tokens, weeklies, and several more Fortnitemares quests released, so to anyone attempting this themselves, I'd say this is a good season to do it. Plus, the Battle Pass characters this season are really iconic. And Peelverine. Remember to subscribe if you're new, and click or tap here to watch more of this series. This has been Zeywerks, and I'll see you all very soon.